And we have some breaking inputs now. Republic TV has accessed details of the AIIMS report on Sushant Singh Rajput's death. AIIMS report hasn't given any clean chit to anyone at this stage, and the findings are not contrary to the CBI investigation. The CBI, meanwhile, is tight-lipped about the conclusive findings of the AIIMS, adding that findings are in form of opinion and that no angle has been ruled out at this stage. CBI will now carry forward the investigation based on the opinion. Two main takeaways this morning: no poisoning found and no complete clean chit given to anyone. Let's go across to Niranjan now for more on this. So Niranjan, at this stage, we do know that the AIIMS report given to the CBI SIT team has not ruled out any angle at this stage.
That's correct, and the details that Shravan Sen has accessed, we're putting out the full details and the leads that we have of what the AIIMS has found out in its forensic analysis and in the report that they've now submitted to the CBI. Let me tell you, there are two big findings. The two biggest headlines this morning are one, no poisoning detected. That's input number one, exclusive input number one. Exclusive input number two that we have, that no complete clean chit. I think those are the two biggest takeaways. One, no poisoning detected. Second, no complete clean chit to anybody. But there are a few details that we have, and Shravan is also joining us live in just a few seconds. Okay, he's live with us. Let me go across to him. Shravan, what are your sources telling you? This is big. The fact that they're saying that, the findings are conclusive and that they're in the form of an opinion and no angle has been ruled out. So they've kept everything open right now.
Well, in fact, Niranjan, three big takeaways from what we are getting right now. One, with respect to the fact there's no complete clean chit that has been given. So that actually makes it even more difficult for especially stakeholders like Mumbai Police, Cooper Hospital and several others who were basically part of this entire investigation. So at this stage, we are given to understand that there hasn't been any clean chit that has been given so far. Secondly, with regards to the findings of the AIIMS report, it matches with the CBI investigation is what we are being told. But very important to point out here, to underscore this point here, Niranjan, is that at this stage, CBI is still very tight-lipped about the outcome of this entire finding. So at this stage, we do not know whether at all, murder sections would be added anytime soon or not, because remember, these meetings are going on. Last evening, I'm being told that the joint director as well as the additional director of the Central Bureau of Investigation did examine the report that has been submitted by the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. This was a panel that was created. They had gone to Mumbai. They had also examined the autopsy report. All of the details that we are getting in right now. So the two very important points. One is with regards to the fact that there is no poisoning, no organic poisoning is what we are being told. That perhaps would be with regards to the toxicity report that has also come in, and at the same time no clean chit that has been given by AIIMS to all the stakeholders here, because we still do not know when they say that there is no clean chit that has been given, whether it is only to do with Cooper Hospital or for that matter Mumbai Police's investigation. That's still not very clear right now. So two important takeaways at this stage is with regards to the fact that there's been no complete clean chit that has been given. Now, as far as CBI is concerned, Niranjan, they are still very tight-lipped about the final outcome. Whether at all this is a case of homicide, that's still not been very clear. But all that they've been saying is that they're not ruling out any possible angle at this stage. And in fact, not just that, they're saying that the investigation is right now at the final stage. Having said that, it hasn't really come to an end. Depending on the findings or the opinion that has been given by the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, they are going to carry forward their entire investigation, which would essentially mean that there is a high possibility that a team would go back to Mumbai, and especially the accused in this particular case, the accused that have been named in the FIR, they still remain one of the main suspects in this particular case. And not just that, we're being told that there could be certain re-examination of certain witnesses in this particular case. So clearly, as far as the CBI is concerned, you would have another leg of investigation that would take place sometime later this week. There are certain travels also that we are being told that perhaps senior officers would be traveling to certain cities. That's still not known where exactly are they going at this stage, but I'm given to understand that the second leg of this entire investigation, as far as CBI is concerned, would essentially take place sometime later this week after the opinion that has been given by All India Institute of Medical Sciences is examined by the CBI SIT team.
Richa and Shravan, you know, this becomes, you know, all the more explosive. I'll tell you why, because they're now saying that the second leg of investigation, Shravan, that's what you're hinting at, that the findings of this AIIMS report that has been submitted to the CBI will be used for the second leg of investigation. So the investigation has opened up all over again. Can we say that, Shravan? Is that what we can say safely now?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely that this would be a second leg of investigation. Perhaps another rider that I would like to attach here, that this would be the final stage of the investigation that is going on. Because right now, what would essentially happen is that depending on the findings of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, they are essentially going to chart out the future course of action, which would essentially mean re-examining of certain witnesses in this particular case. Revisiting the accused as far as this case is concerned, especially the accused in the FIR, mentioned in the FIR, they too would be revisited. And more importantly, those who were present in Sushant Singh Rajput's house on the very day when the incident actually took place, they are going to be re-examined in all likelihood. We are being told that they still remain as some of the main suspects in this particular case. So you would expect is people like Siddharth Pithani, for instance, Neeraj, Keshav, these are people who were, and Dipesh Sawant, these are people who were present on the morning of 14th of June. They perhaps are going to be re-examined given the fact that there have been certain outcomes that, you know, certain findings that have been made by the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Apart from that, there could be more witnesses that would be basically called in for further examination. So, yes, with some amount of certainty, we can actually tell our viewers that the second leg, the final leg of the investigation is actually going to commence sometime later this week.
That's a big breaking news update that Shravan is getting us. Shravan, I want you to stay with me because this is critical. The four big takeaways this morning: that no poisoning has been found as per the details of the report that was submitted by AIIMS. We've accessed the details of that report. Shravan Sen breaking down the details that no poisoning has been found. The second big update, that there is no clean chit to anybody. There is no clean chit to anybody. So all the angles and the investigations, the testimonies on Republic TV that we told you did not add up. There is no clean chit to anybody. That's the biggest headline this morning. And third, the takeaways of the AIIMS report, the opinion that has been shared. Now, I want you to talk about the opinion aspect. Shravan, you were saying it's in the form of opinion. Is that correct? Murder has not been ruled out. Murder has not been ruled out, and that is in the form of an opinion this morning. And that will be used by AIIMS in the third leg.
Well, in fact, as far as CBI is concerned, Niranjan, they are saying that no angle has been ruled out at this point in time, which essentially means that the angle of murder hasn't been ruled out. Something that the family firmly believes, that this is a clear-cut case of murder, and that's what the advocate was actually talking about a few days ago when he did the press conference, saying that in fact AIIMS doctors have essentially hinted that this is a clear-cut case of murder. Having said that, as far as CBI is concerned, they are extremely tight-lipped, and rightfully so, given the fact that the investigation is underway. They certainly do not want to divulge any details with regards to which way is it headed. Having said that, as far as the AIIMS report is concerned, the AIIMS report is in the form of an opinion, which essentially means that the future course of action will be decided on the basis of the opinions that have come in. But an important takeaway here too, that there is some sort of a match that is coming up at this point in time with regards to the AIIMS report with the CBI investigation. There is some amount of I would say there's a congruency in both the reports that have essentially been prepared, which would mean that this becomes easier for the Central Bureau of Investigation to take forward this entire investigation. Because remember, once it is in the form of opinion, also important to point out, it is not certainly binding on the Central Bureau of Investigation to exactly go that direction. But having said that, it is certainly a road ahead right now. A roadmap becomes very clear for the Central Bureau of Investigation, and that's the reason why I've been saying that the second leg of investigation perhaps would commence sometime later this week.
Very big news break. Shravan, thank you for joining us with those inputs. Shravan, breaking down the details. Murder has not been ruled out. The biggest headline this morning, if you're watching the coverage here on Republic TV, murder not ruled out. AIIMS says no clean chit to anybody, or that's the indication that we're getting from sources in CBI and also AIIMS. Murder not ruled out. The opinion by both AIIMS and CBI will be used in the second leg of investigation. The story is getting much bigger. 107 days we've been investigating. Taking a short break. Shravan, stay with me if possible, because when we come back, we're breaking the story of the payments from Quan to Ria. The payments that are under the scanner. Back-to-back news breaks on your channel. Stay tuned.